Back at the Museum of the Mausoleum of the Nanyue King, I am ready to explore deeper into the tomb. Beyond the first three chambers were the main coffin chamber, east and west wing chambers, and a back storage room. More than 1,000 artifacts were found inside. And with the help of museum director Wu, I will be taking a closer look at some of the jade, bronze, gold, and earthenware objects. These would have cost Zhao Mo a fortune. But what do they reveal about their owner and his supposedly primitive kingdom?
那么最下面一个这个双环的这个玉环，实际上从雕工来说是难度非常大的。
This object is absolutely extraordinary. What does this tell us about the status of the person who was buried here?
这是这个出土在墓主这个胸前的一套主玉佩，它总共是用了这个32个这个部件，其中又有玉璧、玉环，然后这个玉环、玻璃珠、梅金珠，还有这个金珠，非常精致。你看这上面这个玉璧，这个下角配了2只这种龙形。 那么这个中间的这个比较大的这个玉璧，中间是一条龙，两边是各站立这个凤凰，也展现了这个2000年中国这个社会叫做以男性为中心的这种社会特点。
那好特别哦。
非常特别，
Someone who's buried with something so magnificent must have been the king of a very strong kingdom.
It's an ornament that symbolizes tremendous wealth and power. Other objects paint a portrait of a lavish lifestyle.
We have an entire room full of musical instruments inside his tomb. What does that tell us about this guy?
在这个南越王墓出土了，包括这个钩调啊、编钟啊、十边磬啊，比较这个独特和精致，就出了这个瑟和这个琴的一些这个叫构件。
Metallurgy in the south was probably not as advanced as it was in the Han Empire. And even in the north, only the highest-ranking Han nobles would have the privilege of owning instruments like this set of bronze bells.
I did not realize this is so special, that it's manufactured here in Nanyue. But the inscription is your traditional Qing dynasty 小篆. It's a combination of the Central Plains Chinese culture, but on instruments that are indigenously made. You know, we always think that the southern cultures were barbarian, but looking at this, they were definitely civilized. This was a pretty advanced society.
Through what must have been an extraordinary effort to produce his bronze bells, the Nanyue King was making a statement. His court measured up to the sophistication and the highly cultured life of the Han. And Zhao Mo would have had the front row seat for many a performance by the finest musicians in Nanyue. But while the Han spurned human sacrifice, Zhao Mo continued the ancient tradition, as well as taking the lives of concubines and servants. At least one of his favorite musicians was forced to follow him into the grave.
在南越王墓，它有个叫东耳室的地方，里边出土了成批的这种乐器，而且在里边还殉葬了一位这个年轻的这个乐师，表明了这个南越王对乐器的这个钟爱。那么在中国有一句成语形容这个帝王生活的，叫做钟鸣鼎食，说要敲钟才吃饭，然后那个列鼎而食，那么喝酒、听音乐、饮食，就是形成了古代这个高层社会完整的一套这个叫礼乐制度。
Definitely fit for a king. He enjoyed tremendous pleasure in his life and in the afterlife.
And there's evidence that Zhao Mo loved his food as much as his music, sharing a culinary obsession that lives on today in southern China.
是啊，
对吃是那个
举世闻名的，是
这个叫为夫家了。
More than 50 exquisite cooking implements have been excavated from the Nanyue King's tomb.
这一件是是煎的，如果你们在广州有机会，建议你们去喝一次早茶。广东人叫煎马蹄糕啊、萝卜糕啊，下面放炭火，就是这种东西。那么还有一道菜，广东叫白切鸡嘛，那个鸡，清蒸之后就切成块蘸那个姜汁。那么这个东西就是2000年前磨那个生姜的那个器具，咱们叫姜叉，一模一样。现在咱们泡萝卜丝到现在还在用。 那么这个鼎一方面是反映了这个墓主人身份的这个高贵，咱们叫钟鸣鼎食了；另一方面也反映了这个广东人的这个饮食这个传统。在南岳王墓就出土了大量的这个海龟啊、海贝啊、荷花雀啊、鸡蛋呐、还有蚬啊、蚝啊这个等等这个东西。
真的什么都吃。
哎，对，就表明了这种喜欢。